guys? This is Skid Gore.
This is Ghoul.
From Descent into Hell, we are rolling with the Munsters.
Check us out, guys. Halloween episode coming up.
Hey. What's going on, guys? This is Descent into Hell. This is
Ghoul.
And I'm Skid Gore, and we're coming at you for our third annual Halloween show.
This is an annual event, I think, at this point.
We're pretty excited for this one. We got a lot of goodies for your treat basket.
It's all about werewolves. You're going to love this. We also have our debut of our third annual short film,
which we can't wait to show.
Of course, based on werewolves. There's a good story behind that. We have our Eddie Munster second part of an interview coming up for you guys. It's going to be definitely a lot of fun. You guys are not going to want to miss this. With that being said, I am Ghoul.
And I'm Skid Gore, and we'll come back.
Yeah!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 6, 6.
Hey boils and ghouls, welcome back. So the first thing we're going to talk about is we had previously posted our interview with the one and only Butch Patrick, Eddie Munster from the Munsters. There he is. Long story short, the one that we did post, we actually had gotten at the first night that we actually got to talk to him and his wife Layla, which was really cool.
Yep.
What ended up happening is my camera decided to take a series of 100 pictures.
There were little technical difficulties.
And what ended up happening is when they left and we were going through and we realized there was a bunch of pictures but there was no video. So obviously we got pretty disgruntled about it. And we had gone back the next day at Wendigo Fest and we had talked to Butch and his wife, and we had explained kind of what had happened, and he had granted us a second interview. It was a little more condensed version of it, because at that point we kind of thought we lost everything.
Yep.
So we ended up doing this interview, which we're going to show you now, and this will, you'll see kind of the same couple questions. But I think it was done a little bit differently. We got to do it in front of the replica Munster coach, which was badass.
And the Dragula.
So it was kind of cool in that respect. But again,
that was an honor.
What you guys are going to see is kind of the second, I guess, part of it.
Yep.
Again, same kind of questions, but hope you guys enjoy this, guys. This is the second part.
Enjoy
2.5 interview with Butch Patrick. Cheers.
Enjoy it. What's going on, guys? This is Ghoul and...
Well, you're...
Oh, I'm Skid Gore.
I'm Ghoul.
It's too early, I'm sorry. What's going on, guys? This is Skid Gore.
I'm Ghoul.
And we are hanging out with the one, the only, man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Butch Patrick.
You know how every good movie has a sequel? Well, this is Descent into Hell 2.
Part 2.
So we have a couple questions for you, if you don't mind. We're here at Wendigo Fest in Manitowoc, Wisconsin.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Enjoying myself.
Having a good time?
Having a good time. Bundled up. Layers. It's all about the layers in Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
A little colder than California.
Florida, California, a little colder than a lot of places. But that's okay.
All right.
So, first question we have for you. So, on the show, your family had kind of a real camaraderie of sorts. Is that something you had to work towards, or was that just naturally did it just happen?
It just happened. Everybody was talented, and it's one thing to have 5 talented people, which is fairly easy to do. It's another thing to get 5 talented people to work together as a whole, and that was the trick, and that's what came across so well, that it really legitimately looked like a true family, values and respect for each other, and the love affair between her and Lily and all of the above.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can tell that it's definitely that family connection.
Yeah.
Definitely any memorable Al Lewis, Fred Gwynn, Ron Carlo, Pat Priest, Ripley Owen.
Memorable.
Just any kind of moments stick out.
It's 54 years ago, first of all.
Yeah.
I do remember one incident where I had a good laugh where Fred we were all driving away from the front of the Munster house. It was getting dark. We're outside, so they want to do it right because by the time they come back, it'll be dark. So it had to be done like right the first time. So they said, just go out, turn around, come back, and we'll do another one for safety. And Fred, being the prankster that he is, and he enjoyed driving the car, he drove out of the scene, but instead of turning around, he just kept going all the way up to the front gate of Universal and on to Lancashire Boulevard and then up to the Hollywood Bowl. We were going like 20 minutes. The funny thing is, we didn't know how much gas was in it. You know, it's not a licensed car. The brakes don't work that well. But yet, Fred took the whole Munster coach and the family out for a cruise. The looks on the faces of the people on the road were just
Bryce.
world class.
Just like the show.
Just like the show. So that was fun. That was a memorable moment.
Excellent. And this is one of my favorite questions. This will be the last one. What is your personal favorite episode? There's so many to choose from.
I always like the Uncle Gilbert one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uncle Gilbert.
That was always.
Oh, let me get out of these wet, dry clothes. Let me get out of these dry clothes.
Just like the introduction to it, it was so cool to kind of see that.
Yeah. One of my favorite episodes is when Grandpa changes himself into a wolf and you guys go on.
Herman's calling a while.
Yeah.
And when he goes out and they're setting up camp and Herman's pushing the stakes in with his finger, and Al goes, Herman! What did I tell you about pushing those stakes in the ground whatever around?
That's so classic.
Yeah, that was classic.
But what is one of your favorite? I know Zombo's is.
Well, because of the cars, Hot Rod Herman and Winnie the Dragster. I was a big fan of any time we were outdoors because it was just fun to be outside. So with that in mind, keep Herman the Rookie, the golf episode when we went to the country club. The great guest star Zombo was an excellent an episode where
You exposed him.
I believe that the guy was a real guy and Herman got jealous and then Grandpa made him up to be like a monster and he comes up and he said, what do you think, little Billy?
I'd rather not say, sir. My parents told me never to insult people older than myself.
Great line. Words of wisdom. Right there.
One more question. Come on.
One more question.
We can do one more for you.
Okay, well, let's see here.
Which
What
barrel
were
was
some
hot?
of what were some of your first impressions when you arrived on the set, like after you replaced Happy Thurman?
Well, I didn't know about Happy Durbin, so that came to light much later, way down the road. So I wasn't even aware there was a Happy Durbin episode.
Okay.
But when we went to the soundstage and I saw the set and the amount of dirt and the amount of cobwebs and all of that, and then the lifting of the stairs and checking out they were big on gags. So they were big on gags and secret passages and spinning suits of armor. So that kind of stuff I really enjoyed. And the fact that I could climb up the catwalks and look at everything up high and looking down on it, that was neat. And Grandpa's Dungeon was my favorite set of all.
Oh yeah. Classic moments in there.
Yeah,
All the
very much.
potions, mixing all the potions.
Well, it gave the writers, he could turn himself into anything. So
Yeah.
that gave comedy right. Oh, he's a horse this time. Oh, he's this that time.
One of my favorites is when you go into that masquerade, he wants to be, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
But he's like, nothing.
And he winds up going as Rudolph Valentino.
Yeah. That was great.
All right, guys.
Well, there
that
we
was,
go.
Of course, Butch Patrick.
Again, part 2.
Yeah. Thanks for doing this with us
Thank you
again.
so much, sir.
Sure, we'll be here all week and tip your waitresses and bartenders.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks for watching Descent into Horror Hell. Check out our new Halloween episode
Sticko.
coming up. I'm Ghoul.
This is the mortal.
Butch Patrick.
There you go. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching.
This is my father. He hangs pictures, helps Grandpa experiment, helps Mommy with the cleaning. Where does he get his go? From me. I lend him my Cheerios. Daddy says they're the greatest thing since bat wings. Mommy says they give him protein and stuff. Give your father some go. And he might play catch with you.
Big G, little O. Go with Cheerios.
Hello, boils and ghouls. Welcome back to Descent into Horror Hell's 3rd annual Halloween episode. Hope you guys enjoyed part 2 of our Butch Patrick interview. Was not our best one. The first one that we posted earlier, you guys are definitely going to want to check that one out.
That one's more in depth. I think we hit him with some better
Oh,
questions.
absolutely. And it was a little more relaxed atmosphere, not a lot of people around. With that being said, we're going to move on to our dedications. Now, usually we do individual dedications on somebody that passes away. This one happened to be from our last episode, and this one had a few more. So we're definitely dedicating this Halloween episode to these people and, the other people that have passed away during, 2018, there was plenty of them, already it's been a shitty year.
Yes.
So with that being said, we'll start off with our brother Aaron Clift. He was a Facebook friend, a good friend of the show. He had passed away, a lot of health complications going on. I know he would
That
have
really
loved
was
this
a
shit.
shock, man.
Yeah, it was a shock to the community of friends that he had on there. We're friends with a lot of those people.
Definitely the horror community.
So definitely a shout out to you, man. Hope you're all right, brother. We love you.
We'll miss you.
Oh yeah, man.
The next one is Frank Killjoy Pucci of the Mighty Necrophagia and many other amazing bands. It is October, and I know this was Frank's favorite time of year.
Oh yes.
And definitely we dedicate this one for him as well. And timeless music.
Another one we have is our music brother. This is more for us personally.
Yes. This is so very personal.
Mike Fleary, which we also call Fish. Greatest sound man I think I've ever met.
The best.
He's been battling cancer for a lot of years. We just lost him a few days ago from this episode.
Yep.
This guy toured with Morbid Saint and Death.
Satyricon.
And Satyricon. He did sound for some of these bands. It's awesome, as cool as that is. So we definitely give a shout out to Fish, man. We love you. We miss you, brother. Absolutely, man. Do not deserve that.
No. And the last one I got, and this is very recent as well, only a couple days ago, pretty much, is James Cairn of the definitely best known for Poltergeist and definitely Return of the Living Dead.
1 and 2.
And 2, yeah. 2 he's good too. Kind of reprises his role from the original.
Yep.
Him and Thom Matthews.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just so many great one-liners, so many great moments. Definitely will miss Mr. James.
And now hopefully that's it for the bad news in 2018. I really hope we can go off on a good note. There's a lot of good films coming out. We're not talking about those, but we will. In our half-assed reviews from Hell, which will be coming up.
We're bringing that back along with some other good
we're sorry about the lull in time. There's been a lot of things going on. So, all right, guys. We'll be right back from Descent into Horror Hell. Hey guys, welcome back. We are going to do a few shout outs here. We're going to talk with Girls, Gore, and Gin podcast with Lauren and Joe. These ladies are fine, and they do an awesome job. You can they cross promote with us, so you can see them through our page as well, out of California, Definitely check them out Thursday nights. They're out at horror attractions. They talk about haunted houses, all sorts of stuff. So definitely check out Girls, Gore, and Gin.
Very entertaining. Check them out. And I also want to say thanks to Layla and Butch Patrick for being such generous folks to us at Wendigo Fest, and 2 interviews that we did as well. They were so cool. Like, we actually had privileges to go in not only the coach but get behind the wheel of the Dragula, and
And the coach.
Yeah, and that was something that I'll never forget because we both grew up on the Munsters, so that really was a special moment. So thank you.
Thank all of you guys.
Yeah.
You guys make Descent into Horror Hell what they are.
Absolutely.
Somebody just got shot. We'll be back, guys.
What's going on, guys? As promised, this is the werewolf lycanthropy section. We cannot wait to do this because we love werewolves, don't we, dude?
We love werewolves. We like vampires. We
Who
like
doesn't?
zombies.
Yeah, we
Like
did
anything on that.
vampires. We did vampires and slashers, all sorts of cool stuff.
We had a lot of fun with these.
But we never had an actual werewolf episode, so this is pretty cool.
Perfect time. Halloween. You got a lot of full moons. You get all
What's
fun
Halloween
stuff.
without a little werewolves, huh?
Ow! Nothing. All right.
All right, let's get on to it.
So we're gonna throw we do this like we normally do. Is we're just gonna throw movies at you.
You know the drill.
You know the drill. Yeah. We don't.
And
have
at the end, we'll give the info top 5 of our favorites.
Top 5. All right, Skids, you're gonna start this one.
All right. Well, my first movie is.
It's a doozy.
Monster Club.
Oh, it's a doozy.
Yeah, Vincent Price classic.
I love that movie.
Yeah, this movie, it has everything in a really good, just want to have fun, watch the monsters. It does have a werewolf, has a lot of vampires too, as Vincent Price, top notch, totally a John Carradine as well.
All the legends.
It's
are
from,
in that movie.
I think it's from the Katarina Nightmare Theater, which I think is out of print. Might be mistaken on it.
Sure,
but
we'll go with that.
definitely check out Monster Club.
All right.
Cool, what you got?
And we got Werewolf of Washington, the most political film you'll ever see about a werewolf. He just shows up in Washington from 1973.
Yeah.
I always thought this version, the Alpha Video, and everybody bitches about Alpha Video, but this is actually one of the
Put out
coolest.
some pretty good
They do
jumps.
put out some good releases, but definitely, I always like the one where he's in the party hat or the whatever, the Star Spangled Banner hat.
Yeah.
What Werewolf of Washington, definitely 70s cheese of werewolf films.
I gotta upgrade mine. Mine was too fuzzy. It's like crap. Up next, we have Dino Wolf. Wow, this one's a winner. I've never even seen this movie. Sorry, but the cover looks cool. It's about wolves, so I thought it would be appropriate.
I have not.
I haven't either. Check out
It
the.
sounds like Dino Croc or something like that.
I think it's like one of those Roger Corman things.
Oh, here's a good one. Blood Moon. This actually is. It's a surprising kind of movie because you always kind of think like Blood Moon would be like there's Bloody Moon, which of course we know is like more of a gore film.
Which we love, yeah.
But Blood Moon is actually pretty cool. It's got a good style to
It's
it.
good Western atmosphere.
Good atmosphere. Of course, we always talk about atmosphere
On this one.
Definitely check out Blood Moon. That's a good one.
That's a Western as well, like a werewolf Western. If you
Yeah.
ever seen a werewolf Western, that's pretty sweet. And up next, I have the classic Werewolves on Wheels. This is
Not the Cool Town song either.
Yeah, that's where they got it from. Now they got inspiration from this movie right here.
That's a classic.
Definitely a biker gang. Definitely getting, I guess you could say, possessed by Satan, and pretty much go on a rampage. One of them turns into a werewolf, and then pretty much they all follow suit after that. But this is a really good one. Really good atmosphere with the desert, good desert atmosphere. If you're a big fan of like biker films mixed with werewolf movies, I mean this one's for you.
Oh,
Werewolves on
absolutely.
Wheels. Definitely. Go what you got.
I have The Breed, a Wes Craven werewolf movie.
Rest in peace.
I mean, it's a werewolf movie, but it's more of a angry dog wolf breed.
I've never seen it, so I can't say.
It's your kind of '90s kind of movie. I mean,
Wes Craven, did he actually direct it, or is it?
no, it just presents.
Okay.
It's directed by a Nick Mastrada, whatever.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
But it's good, like Wolfpack, kind of like the Wolfman or not the Gray or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Kind of in that same kind of realm, like
The Breed. I'll have to check that one out.
it's a good one.
My next one is a classic, man. Yeah, this was. Got a werewolf over there. This is a really good one.
We go all over.
A French horror film. Anyone knows the story about the Beast of Gévaudan? The Gévaudan Wolfman killed a bunch of women and children. They kind of loosely based it on this, but it is a little bit far-fetched from the actual story.
That's
But
alright though.
it's really cool, really good acting in this one. Good French. Excellent.
Oh, yeah. Next up, we got
Ooh.
Children of the Full Moon.
Oh.
With sexy Cassandra Peter.
And that's just the icing on top of the cake right there.
This is actually a really cool movie. Christopher Kazanoian.
Yeah, whatever. It's a Hammer. I know it's from those Hammer House of Horrors.
Yeah, definitely a cool movie if you want to check it out.
I have the box version of that, but
That's the literally box version.
That's the one we really wanted to hear. Was that Thriller video?
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Good old Elvira Presents.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, yeah.
Back up.
We got a really good one here.
Come on, Wolfie.
Howl. Yeah, this movie rules. This is a really good.
I love the cover of that.
Yeah, dude. Like,
So
we
wicked
really,
looking.
me and Ghoul are, and hopefully you guys as well, we're more fans of practical effects, versus CGI. If you want to mix CGI with practical effects, that's fine. But I think a real art is practical effects, obviously. And that goes back to the days of Jack Pierce,
Yeah, absolutely.
But this one really delivers on all cylinders for the werewolf transformations. Good gore, really good story about these people that are on London and caught in this train, and how cool would that be? I mean, it's kind of like, I guess, a werewolf version of Polar Express or something, down the train.
That's a good way to put it.
That's a good one, man.
Oh, next one. This is really kind of.
This one.
This is not a werewolf movie per se. It's
You
not
can take
one
this
scene.
one.
It's not one scene with a werewolf in it.
Yeah.
It's Frankenstein.
Oh, versus Frankenstein. That's cool. I've seen that since the 40s.
This movie is kind of like the WWF presents. Kevin Nash and Jimmy Hart and all of them and
Jimmy Hart.
And this was just a cool movie all in general. It was a lot of fun to watch this one.
I like Swamp Gut and Werebitch. That was cool.
Love that one, Monster Ball. Again, it's a horror. It's a werewolf film because of there's a whole a werewolf in it, but not a typical werewolf.
Oh.
My favorite movie is One About Me.
Oh man, this is the third one in the series. This is Ginger Snaps Back. They kind of go back in time for this one, but definitely Catherine Isabelle.
Hot, very hot.
Yeah. The whole series.
P.S. If you ever want to see a ginger snap, just take my beer away.
True story. Emily Perkins as well. We're fans of her.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now I got a very well-known movie.
That movie came out when I was in. Oh man, that's an old one.
American Werewolf in Paris. This is kind of one of those movies that it's a little bit of practical, a little bit of CG, transformations and stuff.
A lot of CG.
But again, it's that hip thriller of the times when this was, after Werewolf in London, things like that. But yeah, American Werewolf in Paris. Everybody knows that one, I'm pretty sure. As the Tom Everett Scott heartthrob.
Yep, Julie Dupree's in that. Who's also in Countess Dracula, which is a good movie.
Yep.
Next one I have. Thank you, Wolfie. Oh, Werewolf versus Vampire Woman. Now this movie is also better known as Werewolf Shadow. It's from Spain. It's a Spanish horror film with the one, the only Paul Naschy, who is in so many horror films, great horror films from Spain. We're definitely gonna do a European horror episode at some point. We'll definitely talk more about Paul Naschy. Definitely go more in depth, but this one is really good. Werewolf versus Vampire Woman. It sounds like a really cheesy title, and it is, but man, give it a shot. Like I said, it goes by the real title, Werewolf Shadow, which is better.
Sounds better.
Yeah, right? It looks like a wrestling match or something.
Right.
But they do fight. It's a really good movie. Check it out. Paul Naschy, hail.
Alright, I guess we're going back to to number 2. Not quite the original.
Oh, look at that.
Thank you, Wolfie.
Ginger snaps for ginger.
This is where Bridget.
Yep. It's her turn.
Obviously, she's an addict to the whole shit, and she mixes her blood with her sister Ginger from the first one, and wants to kind of feel, I guess, about the condition and how it feels. So this series is actually just all in all really good. 1, 2, and 3. I really love those. Not the cookie either. Next up.
Oh, we got
Chocolate
another
Fry.
Paul Mashy movie.
He's in a lot of werewolf movies.
Frankenstein's Bloody Tear. Oh man,
That's a cool title. I love that.
Yeah, dude, this is the first ever film Paul Mashy. I believe this is his starring role, his first ever film that horror film that he did. He did various other roles and stuff, but Waldemar Daninsky is the character he plays in movies like Curse of the Devil, Frankenstein's Bloody Tear. You know, we'll probably get to those at some point, but he's a really cool character, kind of like Lon Chaney Jr. Before him. Definitely grew up on the old Universal 40s Wolfman movies, and I think he really sells it with this series. But yeah, this is where it started, Frankenstein's Bloody Tear.
And of course, nothing would be complete without comedy gold.
Oh yeah, man.
Abbott and Costello, when they did, the Who's on First and, all those, Africa Screams.
Yeah.
They came out with the series of, Meet the Invisible Man, Meet the Mummy, Meet Frankenstein. Well, Meet Frankenstein has pretty much all of them.
Oh yeah.
This says Bela Lugosi reprising his role as Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn Strange as Frankenstein.
Monster. Yep.
And, of course, Lon Chaney Jr. as Wolfman.
Yep. And I want to say that was Bela Lugosi's last ever starring role at Universal.
Yep. But this is definitely, I always find it's the best when you're in the store. Costello is just running around like, oh my god, did you see that? He's like, check.
Those are
It's so good. But
those are timeless classics.
These are great.
Grew up
Abbott
on
and
those.
Costello are heroes as far as comedy horror.
Definitely. The next one I have, this is a little modern one here. It's called Creature Feature. This is actually kind of cool. It's a Halloween anthology horror film, and those are pretty rare, But the ones that are there are really good ones, and this is one's no exception. There's a werewolf tale in this one as well, so I thought it would be appropriate. But definitely, man, all practical effects. Check out Creature Feature from surprisingly brain damaged film that puts out a lot of crap. But sometimes you can find some hidden gems in there.
Once in a while.
Excellent.
It's alright.
Creature Feature comes in.
And werewolf movies are not just for, a movie. You can get the documentaries as well. And witches, werewolves, and vampires from the unexplained, That was always that was
Graves.
And it really gets into it looks at the legends of them and the history, the facts, the not facts, fact fiction kind of thing.
I used to watch that all the time as a kid.
So it's kind of cool. It interviews like present day vampires. I remember we're not talking about vampires, but it just talks about like the legend, the people that search out for werewolves and stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, you always gotta love the documentaries.
Documentaries are great. Those are so much fun to watch. If they're done right.
Oh,
we have another classic here, Fright Night. Now I know you're saying it's a vampire movie, but when what the hell is his name? I forget. Jeffrey's character. You're so cool, Brewster. I totally forgot what the hell his name was. Evil, I think this is his name. Yeah, Evil, I believe. Ed. That's it. Evil Ed. Yeah.
It's a good movie too.
Yeah. When Roddy McDowall's character, Peter Vincent, takes him out at the end, he turns into a werewolf, which is pretty cool.
Does happen.
It's a really cool transformation as well.
Yes.
Back in the 80s.
Alright, we are doing a double feature, Werewolf of London and She-Wolf of London.
That's where it all began.
The good old Universal movies. These were, I think this would have been 35 and 46, respectively.
Yeah. That's where it all started.
Little bit of, different. Henry Hull played a doctor Tibbet or
Richard Glendon.
yeah.
Wilford
travels
Wilford
to
Glendon.
travels to Tibbet, and he tries to find out this werewolf and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She-Wolf of London, of course. Sounds like She-Wolf of the SS. Definitely good old Universal underrated classics. These kind of took the underwing of like Dracula, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, Wolfman, all that stuff.
The first true horror werewolf film.
Absolutely.
Werewolf of London.
Absolutely.
That one's a classic.
One of my favorites.
Oh, here comes a good one too. The Beast Must Die with Peter Cushing.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Yeah, he really is awesome in this.
He's not using it in that one though.
This hunter is pretty much has hunted everybody, or I mean every type of animal there is in the world. You know, lions, tigers, bears, whatever. Oh my.
Oh my.
But
oh my.
He's never hunted a werewolf. Have you hunted a werewolf?
Not recently.
No, me neither.
One killed
I've been
me,
hunted
though.
by a werewolf.
One killed me. Yes.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But one of the participants in the room is actually a werewolf, and this guy is seeking him out, making him chew silver and stuff. Try to coax the werewolf out, I guess, so to speak. And it gets kind of interesting. And this movie's known for its infamous werewolf break. This is also an Amicus film. If anyone watched our old Amicus show.
Tribute.
Yeah,
it was in
talked about this one. Beast Must Die. Awesome.
Alright. Fury of the Wolf Man.
Paul Nash again.
Another Paul Nash, of course. This is kind of one of my favorite ones. Like, I love the makeup of him. It's also known as The Werewolf Never Sleeps, which was cool. It's actually a really creepy werewolf. He actually has a legitimately like human-like features mixed with that werewolf.
Oh yeah,
which really just
kind of takes off a Long Cheney Jr.
Yeah, and it's done really, really well. It's got a cool atmosphere. Christ, we're gonna talk a lot about atmosphere evidently in this fucking horror cast, but definitely Fury of the Werewolf.
Oh man, I see it.
Paulus Nash.
Yeah. Dog Soldiers. This one is by the same dude, Neil Marshall, that did The Descent, which we love as well.
I've not seen that movie.
Kind of made our the name of our show, so to speak. That was kind of an idea. So
Except for not a bunch of little demon creatures in the cave, but
he is maybe. Dog Soldiers is awesome. It's a really good modern werewolf movie. All practical effects, really good gore, really good setting as well. The whole thing with the cabin and in the woods, and everyone's running away from these huge werewolves. And these werewolves are not like traditional werewolves. They're like huge. Like they're fucking huge. They're like Bigfoot style. They're really tall, and they just rip shit apart. It's really cool. Dog Soldiers is a classic. I'm sure everyone's seen this. They should check it out.
All right, we're gonna take a little bit of a break here. We're gonna go have a werewolf kill for you. This is gonna be a doozy, let me tell you. So with that being said, we'll be back, guys. Let a werewolf go kill some shit. All right, Wolfie, get in there. Cheers. Cheers.
Pauline?
Welcome back, boils and ghouls. We are going to continue our part 2 of throwing werewolf movies at you. What the hell happened to you?
I ran into Long Cheney Jr.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, right?
He got very vicious, man. He
He really
kind of like hit your
There's a lot more where that came from.
Anyways,
We had to
let's
disagree.
continue this. We are going to start this second half.
Whoa, classics coming. Holy shit, we could have a whole
Wolfie,
show
bring
about
it
this
in.
one.
Wolfie, bring it in.
Oh, that's one of the best. Man.
Yeah, it's the best transformation scene you will ever see.
I didn't mean to call you a meatloaf, Jack.
American Werewolf in London, man. This movie is is actually one of the most talked about transformation scenes ever. When he's like in the living room
Rick
and
Maker,
he's just
Monster Maker.
and he's just breaking bones, and this is where this kind of like whole idea of like a practical effects came from in werewolf transformations.
Rick Baker.
We will talk about another one, of course, actually I think earlier than this, that did quite the same process.
Can't forget the slaughtered lamb scene.
man.
Clear the moors. You know,
This is a good one, American Werewolf.
we could talk for hours about that movie, man. That's
But we're not going to.
That's one of the best.
We're moving on.
What do we got here? Oh, we got a little bit underrated one here, I think, which is still good. Now, it's not really a werewolf
81,
per
early
se.
80s.
Wolfen is about pretty much an Indian tribe that can turn into wolves and cause chaos within the city, and then this detective's kind of on their trail trying to find out who's mutilating all these people. When you find out, it's kind of like a whodunit type story in a way, mixed with wolves. Yeah, it's not really a werewolf movie, but it does play off like one, you know, and it's got a good payoff at the end. I like Wolfen. Check it out.
Oh, 81?
Yes.
Early
81 was the best year for werewolves because you had American Werewolf London,
Oh, yeah.
Wolfen, and The Howling all in one.
Oh, man. All right, we're moving on to another double feature, another Universal double feature. We have House of Frankenstein and Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, which,
Oh yeah.
in my opinion, is probably one of the coolest,
Yeah, dude. It's
the Bela Lugosi playing Wolf or Frankenstein,
Frankenstein
which is
monster,
cool.
yeah.
Which is actually kind of cool because you go from Boris Karloff to Glenn Strange to Bela Lugosi.
And also, Bela Lugosi was cast for the original Frankenstein, but he turned it down because he didn't want his facial features disrupted, you know.
He's a beautiful man.
So, which is kind of cool. He did the Frankenstein monster eventually.
And
Which
of course,
is
you
really
had Lon Chaney in this one as well.
Oh yeah.
House of Frankenstein, of course, the deranged scientist.
They're all in there.
Boris Karloff.
Everyone's
Yeah, this
in
is
there.
legit. This is kind of like the Abbott and Costello before Abbott and Costello.
It's
meets
like a monster
Frankenstein.
mash, man. It's great.
Really cool, man. Solo double features are the best.
You can't go wrong with those old classic Universal monsters.
Love
I mean, we
them.
grew up on those.
Love them.
Definitely respect the old films. I do not respect this film, though, however. This movie sucked, man. I tried watching it. Exactly. Give it a finger, Wolfie. There you go. Yeah, this movie sucks. Avoid it. The cover looks all cool and prestige and shit. You think it would be a cool movie, but really, man, it's a wet bag of shit. I can't stand it. Okay, just
Don't do it.
It's bad.
Just don't do it. All right. As we talked about documentaries, The Real Wolfman.
Yeah,
A History Channel special edition.
absolutely.
This kind of talks about, like, you know, it gets really in depth because it really just talks about the Wolfman.
The Beast of Gévaudan, France.
Yeah, and early 18th century kind of stuff. Really cool though. Really cool kind of what do you call them? Like,
There's this detective and this cryptozoologist that kind of go to France and just, you know, try to find the tale of all these legends, you know. It's really cool.
there you go. Documentaries.
Got
Still
one.
the best.
Yeah, we got another one here. You're nice. Thank you,
Back
Wolfie.
to back.
Yeah. Monsters Among Us. I just recently got this one. I really enjoyed it. 6 hours and 11 minutes of just vampires, the undead, spirit world, demons, witchcraft, and werewolves. You can't go wrong. These are just cool to watch, just to kill time. I love these. These documentaries. You can't go wrong. Check this one out. It's one of the best.
Oh, yeah. Next one, another Universal monster classic. This is not really a werewolf movie per se, but it does have a wolf in it. Jungle Woman from 1944, I believe.
Very underrated.
44. It's kind of like a guy wants to do all these experiments and stuff like that, and one ends up going wrong, where there's actually kind of like he's trying to portray love within animals, not bestiality or any shit like that. I don't
Nice
want
one,
to go. I don't want to go down that
Nice
road.
one, Gould.
Not
I don't want to go down that road.
No, we do not.
Yeah,
But his animal attraction kind of transforms, whatever. But there is a wolf man in this movie, so I kind of consider it a wolf movie per se.
I never seen that one.
It's a actually pretty good.
Is that kind of like Captive Wild Woman too, like Jack Pierce's last film?
No, that was more of a gorilla.
Oh, okay.
She was transformed into a
I know they had
gorilla,
like
that
the
one.
last kind of Jack Pierce classic Wolfman makeup for that
Yeah.
one. What do we got here? Oh, we got one of these.
Mama Manson.
Oh yeah,
Jamas.
Dark Moon Thriller Collection. I'm gonna cheat here, sorry, Ghoul, and say 2 films on here, because Ghoul has the other one, I believe. Werewolf in a Girl's Dormitory. Now this one,
Great title.
you see this one a lot on like I remember watching this one on like Ned the Dead, stuff like that, like really
Oh yeah.
public
Cheesy
domain type stuff,
yeah.
you know. But the werewolf looks pretty cool. It's actually a pretty good story. Another one I'll talk to, which I like more, is called Moon of the Wolf. That one kicks ass. I really enjoyed that one a lot. You can't really go wrong with these big,
You're getting something
Jamma
like-
boxes. I mean, you get, you pretty much get something. That's cool.
Yeah. All right.
You could knock somebody out with that.
Those little metal boxes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Curse.
Oliver Reed.
Werewolf.
Yeah.
Of course, Oliver Reed. We all know from The Devils and
Oh yeah.
all that other good stuff. Curse of the Werewolf. This was another really cool makeup that I actually really did like.
Yeah.
It's more of a gothic film. This goes on the Hammer Films.
Yep.
Of course, there
This
you
is
go.
a good set to pick up.
But yeah, Curse of the Werewolf from this would have been 61. It's actually very early for a good werewolf movie. It actually did have the blood in it and stuff. So again, this had kind of that Hammer blood.
Yeah.
When you watch any of the
Classic
Dracula
Hammer.
movies, you just got that little red streaks down the side with the fangs, usually for vampire movies. You
Yeah.
had the same thing for the Oliver Reed movies.
Oh, yeah.
Curse of the Werewolf from 61. This is definitely one to check out.
Those are the best. Oh man, this is an awesome movie. Now, if y'all been watching us this long, you know me and Go are huge champions of Unearthed Films, and we pretty much support everything that they do, right?
Or release.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's usually pretty good. Steven
yeah.
Biro always delivers.
You're the man.
Yeah. This film was directed by Curtis M. Spiler. I butchered it, I'm sorry. But this movie is really awesome. A very, very unique werewolf film. It's really cool because there's this guy in this metal or punk rock band whose sister was mutilated by some maniac, and it's so savage they think it's an animal, so automatically he thinks that the guy that she was dating at the time had something to do with her death, and for some reason thinks that he's a werewolf. And basically, with the help of his band, pretty much tracks this guy down in a warehouse, and or takes him to a warehouse rather, and just tortures the holy shit out of him, man, to try to get him to transform into a werewolf, try to get the truth out of him, you know. And what's really cool is, like, is he a werewolf? Isn't he a werewolf? You know, and there's a huge payoff.
You know.
Yeah, it's a huge payoff, especially when the moon comes up. The full moon comes up, you kind of find out what's going on. This one kicks ass, guys. Sheepskin really impressed me a lot. Really good practical effects. Check it out on his films.
Oh yeah. Next one we got The Beast Within. This is actually a creepy ass movie.
Very underrated too.
Oh man. This movie actually scared the hell out of me when I was a kid when I first saw this movie, because his transformation when he's laying in bed and he's just got all this sweat and he's just, the fangs come in, the eyes when they have the the contacts in for the movie, and he just starts changing, dude. He's so demonically cool looking. It's a good sci-fi / horror film.
It's not really a werewolf movie per se, but I thought,
it's pretty damn close.
It is very close because it's about the beast in all of us unleashed,
And he does have a really good resemblance to a werewolf. So I think it's very close. So The Beast Within from 81. 81.
Yeah,
it's another 81. There we go.
Yeah, 81 was a great year for werewolf films and shapeshifter films.
Films you did.
We have, oh man, Todd Sheets, if you're watching, cheers, brother. This movie kicks fucking ass. We love Bone Hill Road, and it inspired myself and Ghoul to make our own little werewolf short,
which we'll see later on in the show.
We'll get to that as well, but this is pretty much where that came from. That idea, I guess, kind of blossomed is from Bone Hill Road.
Yes.
Amazing film. Lena Quigley is cool in it as well. Really good story, a very original story, because I remember the first time he showed me this, it's like, it starts out as, like a domestic dispute movie, and then it goes, then the werewolf attacks, and then they go to this guy's house. It turns out to be like a total psycho,
It goes in so many different
cannibalism and
which is
shit.
Awesome, yeah.
And then the werewolves come, and then that old guy at the end, that guy's my hero.
He's the dad,
Yeah,
he goes with wheeling guns and
yeah.
That's good.
This is a great movie. A really treat for horror fans. Real treat for people that are into practical effects versus.
It's the way to do it, man. This is why Todd Sheets is the man.
Yeah, Todd Sheets.
He knows how to do films right.
Keep him coming. Todd.
Next one we got is Legend of the Werewolf, a Peter Cushing classic.
Oh dear.
And for a werewolf movie,
That's
this has
awesome.
one hell of a body count.
Yeah, it does.
This is like, it's not like there's like, okay, 2 people go, die, and then they go on this big long journey to try to find out who did it. No, this is legitimately, as they're trying to find people, more bodies pile up. And Peter Cushing plays this doctor, and he's got to try to find out what's going on.
He's like a coroner, isn't he?
He's a coroner surgeon kind of thing, but he suspects something ain't right because of the neck wounds and how the scratches and stuff.
Savage animal.
But the kind of cool thing is, like the beginning where, the werewolf himself is actually a young boy, and it's a prelude to it. This kind of sideshow carny guy finds this young boy, and they raise him and stuff. And they end up finding out he's got a really dark secret. Definitely want to check this one out. It's
That
a very
one
good movie.
was a treat. That's a classic one. This is one as well that I think is very, very underrated just because you can't really find it. It's hard to find.
Tickling my head.
Werewolf in a Woman's Prison. This movie, it's kind of like a werewolf porn in a way. There's so much full frontal nudity and fucking boobs and shit, all the good stuff.
Of course.
Mixed with a lot of gore, but it definitely is. I don't know if y'all ever seen women in prison movies, from the 70s, those classic grindhouse films.
Yeah.
Mix that with the werewolf.
Lesbians, brilliant.
Mix that with the werewolf, dude, and you got a really,
pretty much
really
what you
cool
get.
product.
Yeah.
I really love this movie. I never heard anything else this guy did. His name is Jeff Leroy. He really did a good film. It's really good, all practical effects again. You just can't go wrong. Werewolf in a Women's Prison. I think more people should see this. If you could find it. It's pretty hard to find. Cool with you guys. Oh, Werewolf Fever.
Werewolf Fever. There we go.
Canadian, buddy.
It's out of the 5 squared Canadian films.
That's right,
The
buddy.
R squared. So it's basically this guy who I've never actually seen this movie, so I'm gonna leave this on the skid goer because I've actually never seen this movie.
No, man, that's a good Canadian horror film about werewolves, and it's about a restaurant. These people are at a restaurant and a werewolf attacks, and they kind of got to go from there how to stop the carnage.
Typical
and shit.
werewolf story.
But at the end, there's a really cool twist because I'm just gonna say these burgers are fantastic. Anyone knows that movie knows what I'm saying. Oh boy,
For the classic.
the classic,
The original.
Long Chaney, motherfucking Junior, son. The Wolfman. It would be like blasphemy not to include the Wolfman. 1941. God,
It would be.
Jack Pierce's makeup on Long Chaney Jr. I know Jack and Long did not get along that well to make him share.
That's alright.
But they definitely created a character that stands the test of time. And the Universal Munsters were in full throttle during this time. And then Long Chaney, father is known for, the Phantom of the Opera, stuff like that. Hunchback of Notre Dame, stuff like that. And Creighton, his son, wanted to make a benchmark in the horror industry, or in the movie industry rather. And he really solidified himself in the Wolfman. He made a character, aka Larry Talbot, which stands the test of time.
And many actually had 2 films after that.
Yep.
Or 2 or 3 films after that.
Absolutely.
So definitely sparked.
Classic.
It's one of the
Wolfman.
original
Yeah.
4 or 5, 4 I would say Universal
Yeah,
Monsters.
you cannot go wrong without the Wolfman, man.
Oh, yeah.
The best.
Alright, next up we got, it's not a horror film, it's more of a comedy.
Turtle
But
Wolfie.
My Mom's a Werewolf. Of course,
My mom's a werewolf.
this movie has, of course, John Saxon in it, which is fantastic.
Yes.
It's a comedy. This is not in any respect a horror film. There's not like some little aspect of like a comedy horror. This is legitimately a comedy film, but it's so funny because this girl's mom ends up having this werewolf thing, and it's got scenes of her shaving her legs and all sorts of stuff, man. But John Saxon's in this one. There's actually a couple of other people in here. Susan Blakely, John Shuck, which he was whatever. But
Right.
but yeah.
I never seen that movie.
But
So.
My Mom's a Werewolf was actually a great comedy film. It's all about werewolves.
My mom's a werewolf. Wow.
Very, very not talked about.
Oh yeah.
Which, of course, I can say before we do this, we can actually throw Teen Wolf into We could actually throw Teen Wolf into the whole comedy thing. We don't have
Yes, we
that
can.
movie,
Michael J. Fox.
but we're definitely going to throw that one in there. We don't have it, but we're going to talk about
I
it.
can't believe neither me or you do not own that movie. It's a comedy classic.
That was
radio.
filmed last week.
Yeah, we have seen it. We love it. Michael J. Fox kicks ass. My favorite part in that movie is when his father answers the door and he's a werewolf too. There must be an explanation.
Yeah.
You know? I think he's trying to get the chick and gets in a werewolf and wins the basketball game. Classic. Return of the Vampire, man. Another classic. Yes. Ahmed Tesla. Right off the heels of Dracula, pretty much. 1943. Pretty much the world was going to shit around this time with World War II. And they kind of worked that into the storyline, so to speak. But there is a werewolf in this movie. Ahmed Tesla's werewolf assistant. Andreas, I believe his name is. Yep, Andreas, played by Matt Willis, and yeah, really cool werewolf design, kind of on the lines of like maybe a Lon Chaney Jr. type thing. I thought this one was really cool.
Not going to talk too much about this one. Night Claws, this is kind of a CG shit show.
I've never seen it.
Yeah. Yo, midnight releasing, once again, it's kind of a hit or miss. So.
What you got for me, Wolfie? Wild Country, huh? Wow, yeah, this one was pretty cool. More modern werewolf film. I actually did enjoy this one quite immensely. It was better than most. All practical effects as well. And, you know, like I said, we love it when it's all practical effects, because I think it's an art, and I think this one delivers as well. Check this one out, it's from 2005. Wild Country.
Alright, boys and girls, we're going to take a break here. We're going to come back, finish up the last few films.
We're going to have a shot real quick here.
Yeah, we need to have a shot again.
Can never have too many of these. This is the pumpkin spice
latte.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you for watching. Arr!
Hope you guys enjoyed that kill scene. That was a hell of a lot of fun, just like all the other kill scenes that we do. All right, we're gonna finish up this list here. There's not too many left, so let's do this. Skid Gore, you want to do the honors?
Wolf Cop.
It's a good one.
Yeah, dude, this one's fun. Just the cop that don't really care. Just wants to get drunk. And he eventually gets bitten by a werewolf and then turns into Wolf Cop, hence the title. So, yeah, this is a really good one. They also made a sequel, which I have not seen yet. I plan on seeing it because I really enjoyed this first one.
Wolf Cop 2.
Yeah, this one's really good.
It's like RoboCop, but a wolf, not a robot.
This one's really cool. I enjoyed this one. Really good, kind of horror comedy thing there. What you got?
Next up, I got another Universal great, House of Dracula.
Yes.
This is a doozy, John Carradine. This has got Lon Chaney in it, and Glenn Strange plays the monster this time. It's kind of another one of those movies where it's just all the kind of the monsters together in a cesspool of just
they're all in that
a house. So
Mad scientists, werewolves, monsters, vampires.
it's just kind of one of those movies, man. House of Dracula. Goodie.
Oh, Fright Night 2. Thank you, Wolfie. This one's awesome. Fright Night Part 2. Now, this deserves a good DVD release. I'm happy to have the original VHS. But the reason I'm showing this movie is because anyone who's seen it knows Louis the Werewolf.
Louis!
Yeah, Louis is the best, man. He's trying to get in that chick's pants and he turns into a werewolf.
Got mad.
Yeah, this is rejection, right?
I hope that don't.
Charlie, is he here?
I've never been a werewolf, so I don't know.
Ginger Wolf. Yeah, Fright Night Part 2 is great, man. Check it out. A really good sequel to a classic already, Fright Night.
Yeah. Alright, next up we got a modern one, Liam Neeson in The Grey. Not so much a werewolf movie, less than a survival movie that they have to kind of survive wolves, like packs of wolves. It's kind of we put it in here because it does kind of dabble in the wolf idea and how savage they are and how their survival.
They are.
Definitely a really good movie. I would call this a suspense, not necessarily horror, but it's a good suspense movie. Liam Neeson in The Grey.
It's a really good story too, man. Really good Alaska atmosphere.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we have a real doozy here. Night Shadow. This movie is really out there. You got, it's really good practical effects. This movie is from. I don't see it. Some 80-something. But this this one's really cool. All practical effects. Also, for some reason, there's like a Bruce Lee wannabe in this movie. At least the kung fu people. That kind of made it a little bit unique, I think.
Oh yeah.
Pretty cool movie, Night Shadow. Check it out.
Another fairly recent one with Anthony Hopkins in it.
Sir Anthony Hopkins, Ghoul.
Sir Christopher Lee and Sir Anthony Hopkins.
That's right.
The Wolfman. This was actually a really cool modern adaptation of a good wolf movie.
Yes. That one was fun.
Yeah, this is actually, it's kind of got some old school twist to it with a modern idea. So it's kind of a good, it's inspired by a lot of the Universal movies we've talked about. So that's what made it really actually kind of cool for me and for Skid Door, because it's got that cool ideals of the old school. And that's what we love in wolf movies.
Definitely bombed at the box office, but that doesn't mean it's a bad movie at all.
There's plenty of movies we talk about that bomb.
And Rick Baker, Monster Maker, the dude that did the original Werewolf for American Werewolf of London, had a hand in that effect, so you know it's going to be good.
Oh yeah. Finally, the last one here that we got before our top 5, which the top 5 shouldn't take that long, but here we go.
Settle down, Ghoul.
Sorry. Get a little excited.
Ghoul's getting on caffeine. The Company of Wolves. Now this movie is awesome.
Very underrated movie.
Angela Lansbury of Murder, She Wrote is in this movie. Plays a granny.
Makes sense.
Yeah, this is a good one. This one has a really good atmosphere, and I can use that because this one really does have atmosphere. Really good wood atmosphere, werewolf atmosphere, all kinds of atmosphere. Atmosphere kicks ass.
Stop with the atmosphere.
Company of Wolves, check it out. Awesome.
Alright, now we're going to move into our top 5 movies.
Yes!
Of course, this kind of goes like the same way. We got our own little wolf right here, apparently.
Say hi to Luna!
We got a little wolf.
She found her way.
We're going to kill something and come right back.
The top 5, guys.
Stay tuned.
I have a secret too, Mrs. Colbert.
I'm sure you have, dear.
And mine is better than yours. I'm a werewolf. And I have an appetite for vampire.
Wasn't that lovely? We just have the greatest kills, don't we? But,
it's all werewolf themed this week.
It all comes down to this, our top 5 of all time. And it was really hard to narrow this down because there are films on here that somehow escaped this list, but this is the creme de la creme right here. Like we did slashers, we did zombies, you know. If you look back in the archives, all this stuff, it all comes down to top 5s, and we're gonna try this. So without further ado,
first one for Skid Gore would be.
Oh, look at that, Paul Naschy again.
Surprise! But this is one of the better ones.
Yeah. Oh, they're all good. Curse of the Devil. This is one of my personal favorite werewolf films. Yeah, there's so much going on in this. You got a lot of Satanism, a lot of medieval stuff going on, and of course the curse. Waldemar Daninsky, aka Paul Naschy, comes back and just rips people apart. Really good atmosphere in this one. Spanish horror. We had a couple Naschy films before this, but this one definitely narrows it down. Curse of the Devil. Yeah! Ghoul, what you got?
Alright, I have Monster Squad. Now this is
Wolfman's got nards.
this is kind of an all monster type of movie, but you know, Wolfman being it, the Wolfman was really cool. This was just kind of like, for me and Skidcore, this is kind of like a childhood kind of movie. We love this kind of movie, so with Wolfman being in it, this is definitely up there. It's just such a cool movie.
Wolfman's got nards.
He does. Good thing. Wolfwoman.
Oh, cool! It's your movie. Ginger Snaps.
The original.
Yeah, we had the first two already. This is the original and one of my absolute favorites. I love the fact that the werewolf curse goes along with the women's menstrual cycle. That's kind of new. That's a new thing.
That is new.
This Canadian film, a really, really good gore, really good story. You feel the chemistry between the two sisters, Kathy and Isabel, and Emily Perkins' character. Like you really feel the chemistry between them, and really kind of go on this journey with them. This kind of ends pretty bad, but Ginger Snaps, I'm sure everyone's seen this. You should see it. Excellent.
Some of this movie. Yeah, Werewolf Woman. This movie is very Italy. It's very Italian.
Boobs.
It's a sex romp.
A lot of boobs.
The first Reno di Silvestro.
Right.
Yeah, we'll go with that. The opening scene of this is actually really cool. It actually shows a really cool wolf woman transformation, kind of. But after that, it kind of turns into she gets this jealous type and she just wants to kill people, kind of Friday the 13th style when people are having sex.
A lot of boobs in that one.
A lot of boobs. It's an exploitation type film, and that's kind of what you're going to get.
Who directed it?
I just said it.
Reno
di Silvestro.
Okay.
Alex Berger, if you want to be the American version. But yeah, this kind of movies that, again, it's kind of one of those, it's like a Friday the 13th type thing going on, you know, it's like, let's go kill them when they're having sex. But otherwise, it's actually a pretty good movie. She's got werewolf tendencies, I would say, more than anything.
Boobs and blood. Boobs, blood.
That's all you need.
Lycanthropy. Oh man, here comes one that no one ever talks about. Deadwood Park by Eric Stanzi. Now, me and Ghoul are fans of his films. Ice from the Sun. Definitely Scrapbook. Shit, list goes on, man. But Deadwood Park is just such a creepy. This movie actually kind of creeps me out in scenes because there's this guy whose brother was killed, supposedly by a maniac, and he's trying to kind of track him down. He goes back to this town where this all happened and tries to solve the mystery of the Deadwood Park murders, child murders and whatnot. And it takes a pretty morbid turn, and it's really like kind of like a whodunit type story again. You got to find out who is mutilating all these people, and when you actually find, I just kind of gave the ending away, honestly. That's what's cool about Deadwood Park, is because you don't know this is a werewolf movie.
You would never think.
And I just totally gave it away. I apologize, but there's no good way of spoiling this movie.
Oh, werewolf.
To say it's a werewolf. I mean.
It's on a werewolf episode. Come on.
It's a good movie, guys. Check it out. Deadwood Park, Eric Stanzi's. Check it out. Amazing film.
All right, next one we have a movie, a horror comedy written by Stephen Biro from Unearthed Films.
Hail.
Bubba the Redneck Werewolf. I love this movie. This movie's fun.
Yeah, we watched it.
It's kind of this guy who gets picked on, kind of, and he makes a deal with the devil at his local watering hole and becomes a werewolf and basically takes justice into his own hands. He kind of becomes a hero at the end and gets the girl, which is very hot, by the way. It was actually kind of his girlfriend beforehand. He kind of wants to prove he's a man, so he becomes a werewolf. It's got some cool, good gore in it. It's kind of a mix of practical. A lot of practical as a practical werewolf and stuff like that. But there is some kind of CG blood and stuff. But it all mixes pretty well to make actually a really entertaining movie. So Bubba the Redneck Werewolf. It's a pretty good one to add in your collection.
Stephen Biro.
As a writer.
Man.
The writer.
Oh, here comes such a classic, Ghoul.
This is a good one.
God, Alvin, how can you not have this in a werewolf Yeah,
It'd be stupid not to.
Yeah,
And we should be off the air.
It's kind of like Werewolf of London. It's just like essentials. I mean, it's Werewolf 101, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Dante, Gremlins fame, Piranha, various other films. I think this is his masterpiece, in my opinion, Howling. Dee Wallace just knocks it out of the park. It's Karen White, the reporter that, well, she's not having a very good time because there's this serial killer named Eddie who happens to be a werewolf, but she doesn't know it at the time.
Yeah.
And kind of goes to this retreat to get away from it all, and finds out that the colony isn't what it all seems. I'm sure everyone's seen the Howling. This is just a classic movie.
Transformation scene.
Yeah, Rob Bottin. I mean, right up there with The Thing, which Rob also did. I mean, it was Rick Baker from American Werewolf of London and Rob Bottin of The Howling, which really solidified the effects of werewolf horror.
It was so creepy though.
Yeah.
It's just like they show everything in there.
I like when the nails start coming out. And like,
it's so cool to watch that, man. It's one of those. It's one of the transformation scenes you'll never forget.
This movie never gets old. You could just watch it over and over again.
And even like the second, third one, fourth one,
they suck.
Yeah, compared to this, they're not as good. Definitely.
Yeah, that's serious. But Forrest J. Ackerman of Famous Monsters of Film does a cameo in this, as well as John Carradine.
John Carradine.
So you got some classic actors as well.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
All right, next one we got is kind of a more modern one as well. Late Phases.
That was a good one.
Recently checked this one out. It's been out for a while. I think 2014. Dark Sky Films, which never fails to produce an actual good movie.
Never.
This one's kind of about a blind man he's an army vet and he moves into this like retirement community, I guess, of sorts, like houses and stuff. Well, ends up getting, his neighbor gets mutilated by this thing he doesn't know. It breaks into his house and he sees this werewolf. And the wolf is like 9 feet tall.
Yeah, that's a big werewolf, man.
But the cool thing about this is
kills his dog, unfortunately.
There's kind of like this dark cult amongst this community, and when they find out he's kind of catching on to something ain't right, they kind of exile him, and then you really don't know kind of who is the werewolf. It's kind of a cool story if you don't know who it actually is, and it's kind of a cool ending on this movie. Of course, you get the stupid ass cops in this movie.
Yeah,
one guy. I bet you're gonna come on and tell us who the big bad werewolf is.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's like that cop is such an idiot.
And that blind guy is so smart too. He figures it out right away as soon as his dog dies.
Something ain't right. Because
his dog
his dog gets clawed and he feels that and he's just like, dude.
He's going out looking for silver bullets and shit.
Yeah.
He knows something's up. Very smart guy.
Oh yeah. Good movie.
The ending is really sad because he puts his uniform on.
Yeah. And he goes out in a blaze of glory.
Goes out like a soldier.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my last film. This is my last film. Drumroll go. There we go. Gary Busey. Yeah, Dan. Corey Haim, Gary Busey, Silver Bullet. Terry O'Quinn is in this as well. Suffers a horrible death.
Yeah, sadly. That's alright.
This movie I'll talk a little bit about. This is my favorite werewolf movie. It was a cross between this and The Howling. I love The Howling. I kind of go back and forth between the two. But Silver Bullet, I saw it at such an early age.
Stephen King, man.
Yeah, dude. Like based on the Psycho, the Werewolf book by Stephen King. But this movie, I just love the sister-brother relationship between Marty and whoever his sister is. I forget. Jane, I think. Jane, I believe. And the werewolf transformation looks really good, and this movie is really creepy as well. Like, this movie will put some color in your shorts for sure. I mean, when I was watching it as a kid, it was really creepy with the werewolf in the flower shed or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And am I boring you, Ghoul?
Was not a yawn. I was actually kidding.
Yeah, it's a. But
starting to turn.
Gary Busey plays drunk Uncle Red. Uncle
not
Red.
Rich.
Not Rich. That's Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, Uncle Red. And yeah, man, he really sells it as a really good drunken uncle. Tucker's Mill is a very real place. Silver Bullet, my favorite. Skid
Course.
We're not drunk.
My favorite too. I actually do like that one.
Silver Bullet rules.
Now, of course, we talked about this one before, but this is actually my new favorite. You know.
Oh yeah.
Werewolf film. I love this movie, man. Bone Hill Road.
Yes, sir.
Todd Sheets again. We did talk about this one. I actually just got turned on to Todd Sheets about a year ago into like something like House of Forbidden Secrets,
Dreaming Purple
Violent New Breed, and then of course Dreaming Purple Neon came out. But this one's actually really cool. Like I said, it takes so many different directions. It's like watching 3 or 4 different movies. It really, I mean, the creatures are practical. The costumes are just awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's just it's such a well-made movie. The acting's good. You know, the lighting. We always talk about the Mario Bava type lighting. These hard blues, hard reds. You know, like a lot of his movies do, and this really played well off the werewolves. You get this really like blue light that shines off these costumes, and it's a really cool movie. And this is what independence in films can do. I mean, you have so much, you know, so much room for just doing whatever the hell you want. You know, you can two different stories, and I love it. So Bone Hill Row is my number one. All right, there we go.
That was a long stretch. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Sorry for that, but we are going to get back into some fun stuff here. So we're actually going to throw it back to a little old school, I guess, sales of commercials. You know, we like the old school Halloween commercials because this is, after all, a Halloween episode. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be back.
Into the deepest jungles went Pressman toy makers looking for something new. The secret they brought back for you is incredible. The Pressman Witch Doctor Head Shrinkers Kit. Plastic flesh, mixing cauldron and petrifying potion. Just pour it into the mold and in minutes you can add monster hair. Paint it with a coloring kit included, or make up your own decorations. In 24 hours the heads shrink down. Now, shrunken heads for all occasions. Collect them, swap them, give them to your Witch Doctor friends. You can always cook up more with Pressman's Witch Doctor Head Shrinkers Kit.
This Halloween, Blockbuster Video has a special treat for your whole family. You can take home any of these great Halloween classics for just $7.99. Or rent 2 movies and get them for $3.99. Now, if that's not a reason to scream, what is? Make it a Blockbuster fright.
All right, boils and ghouls, welcome back to Descent into Horror Hell. We're now going to get to our favorite part, which is something we worked really hard on. It's a new film a short movie that we've obviously been a mainstay for the last 2 Halloween episodes, and actually I think we made quite a few of them in the past, you know, just as kind of throw-ins.
It's our third like real
but of course this one's very relevant to the episode, so here for your viewing pleasure is our werewolf movie, The Shadow of Manitou. Enjoy, guys.
Happy Halloween.
That must have been quite a rush, though. Yeah, you catch I mean, that thing would have pulled me over, totally.
Oh, that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're going to have to worry about that today. This looks pretty dead. I mean,
I don't think so either.
I haven't seen anybody come out.
Nah.
I have to worry about that, though.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But you never know. I mean,
in this lake, you never know.
You want to go here or up there?
This is fine to do. Sure.
Man, you know, it's kind of cool, man. We actually get to come out here.
I don't work today either, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Hey, man. Hey.
Cheers,
man.
Old times, eh?
Cheers, brother.
It's like old times, man. Let's catch some fish.
Sitting in my parents' basement drinking this.
Right?
Oh, man. I cannot wait.
What do y'all got here?
What's already on here, so.
Alright, cool.
If you want to put some stuff together,
I'm gonna go see if I can catch dinner.
All right, cool, man. Get this singamajigger ready.
Dude, hey, did you see Kelsey the other day?
No, I didn't.
Oh man, you missed it, dude. She got hot since high school.
Did she?
Oh, hell yeah.
I remember she had a nice rack.
Oh yeah, she blossomed a little earlier than some, you know what I mean? Hey, you coming by?
I know exactly what you mean.
You coming by on Saturday?
Huh?
You coming by on Saturday for that barbecue or whatever?
Sure.
Yeah.
What time's that at?
I don't know. I think you said it was like 2. Yeah, man. Yeah, if you want to come, by all means. I mean, like I said, 2:30. I think we'll probably start cooking out.
Sounds good. We're gonna be there. You guys gonna have like beer brats and stuff?
I don't know. You know,
I
there
like
might just be beer and brats.
Hey man, it works.
Yeah, man.
Anyways.
Not a damn thing.
Nothing.
You know, it's surprising. You think how many fish are actually in this river, and
a lot of people don't release them.
Can't catch a damn thing, man. Good at
The
catching.
only thing I'm catching is a fucking cold, man.
Yeah, you ain't kidding, man. Man, you ain't catching shit out here, dude. Like, yeah, I really did think we'd actually catch something besides a cold, as you said.
Yeah, right. Just kind of a look of the draw, I guess. Right? So you seen like good horror films yet?
New ones?
Yeah, like new ones.
Yeah, man. There's one called Bonehill Road, actually.
Really? What's that about?
About werewolves, man. It's actually
Werewolves?
really cool. Yeah,
oh,
man.
Wow. What a coincidence.
Todd Sheets did that one. He did a bunch of movies back in the 90s, a lot of gore. I mean, yeah, dude, you definitely got to check that one out.
Bonehill Road, huh?
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna check that out. Getting pretty cold there, man.
Ain't stopping these damn mosquitoes, though.
Right?
Jesus Christ. They're terrible this time of year, man.
I know. They're just relentless little bloodsuckers. Little flying Bela Lugosi's. We haven't really caught anything, dude. I mean,
a buzz, maybe.
Yeah, I'll drink to that. They're going down pretty good, actually.
Always does. Yeah, man.
What was that one movie you were talking about before, that werewolf movie?
Oh, Bonehill Road?
Yeah.
That one? Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of ironic we were talking about werewolves.
Why?
Well, did you hear what happened last night?
Around here?
Yeah, I guess some girl got killed in Washington Park last night.
Well, like those shootings and shit?
No, it was like she was mutilated.
What?
Yeah, she was like, totally mutilated, like guts everywhere.
This town's going to shit, man.
My buddy's father's a cop.
Yeah.
And he was on the scene, I guess, and he said that it was so savage it looked like might have been the work of an animal.
What in
so
the
like
hell?
we were talking about werewolves, so I'm like,
oh come on.
Oh baby.
Really?
You never know, dude.
Oh, give me
Have
a
a couple
break.
more drinks.
Yeah, a couple shrooms too while you're at it. Thinking werewolves. Really?
You never know, man.
Oh man, I mean I think somebody did that, man.
Well, I hope they catch him because I'm surprised you didn't hear about that. That was on the radio today.
You'd think I'd hear about something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be in the paper. Well, then again, you never read papers.
Not anymore.
Well, man, I don't know.
What do you think? We just pack up?
Yeah, I'm being eaten alive. I'm just kind of
getting kind of cold.
Let's just go get drunk and watch a horror movie or something.
See a lot of shit jumping, but nothing biting.
Nah.
All right, man.
I'm gonna go take a piss real quick, right? Start fagging this shit up. Call the wild.
Hopefully you don't find your werewolf.
Real funny asshole.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Mike! 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 What the fuck? Mike! Fuck. Mike! You alright? Shit, Mike! Mike! Holy fuck. Oh my god, what happened? Holy shit. Mike. Hey. Holy fuck, dude. Jesus Christ, man.
We are now here with a special guest, our resident werewolf himself, Marty the Axe Motherfucker Anderson. It was a blast to be able to work with you, man. How'd you enjoy doing that?
Good job,
man.
Awesome.
So tell us, what did you really think about when we asked you to be in that, man? It's like
some of your best
memories. Man, my imagination went to town, dude. Fucking, I was like, yeah, man, I want to play a werewolf. Yeah, dude, I'll fucking do it, man.
You were the big imposing character that we needed, and no, it was a blast. I mean, we actually did this in an entire afternoon.
Dude, though, when I read it, I was like, the whole story of it, it was amazing how it just flowed and it went right as planned.
We're glad to have you. You did a good job.
Dude, I appreciate it, man. I was honored, man.
Fans enjoyed the film as well.
Of course, there's actually some cool... a cool story with this as well is that a lot of the fake blood we made for this movie ended up on the sidewalk where we were. Well, apparently apparently a guy fell in the river where we were, and apparently somebody had commented about there was a lot of blood and stuff down there.
It was like all happened
It
the
was
same weekend that we
fantastic.
shot the movie, dude.
Yeah.
And the way that we left the blood, and the next day some dude fell in the river there. Paramedics
Kind
and
of
like,
coincided, dude. It was
were
pretty
there and
awesome.
stuff, and the
was just very
blood
good
that was
timing.
left from our adventures.
It was a good time.
You know, actually looked. We forgot a hat there one time, and then we're like, "Oh, we should
Confiscated the evidence.
grab that." Yeah, dude, we
Absolutely.
got the hat the next day, and
So hopefully you guys enjoyed that though.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna be making more in the future. Hopefully they get better and better as we actually learn what the hell we're doing.
Absolutely.
We want to thank Marty for joining us on the set.
dude,
of
it was an
Horror
honor. It
Towers,
was a
brother.
pleasure, man.
Thanks.
Yeah,
And
wow.
with that being said, we're gonna wrap this up. So come back with us, guys. Cheers.
Coming apart. So
Do not worry. These chains are made of the finest steel the great Republic of Campuna has to offer. Relax. Relax, everybody.
Alright, welcome back. We are going to throw out some more shout outs here because, you know, we're trying to get into the cross promotion of things. We want to give it out to Stinky Goblin. They were down at Wendigo Fest and do a lot of cool, dark, weird, monster, goblin stuff on leather and make clocks and stuff. It's really cool. Check out Stinky Goblin. We'll put the link down here for you guys. Check out their website. What is it? Dead Sled Morgue was down there as well, and they sell old funeral type stuff from funeral homes. We got caskets and all sorts of shit.
One of my girlfriends bought a awesome funerary,
Like a cart, like that you wheel the
and
coffin
candles,
down.
like really gothic, like candle type stuff.
So they got all that stuff again. Everything's gonna be down here, you know. Then of course we want to do a big shout out for Dirty Harry Art. Found him on Instagram through a couple of my friends, and see if you guys can see that he made these Killjoy Live stickers based off the Fulci's Live stickers after Killjoy's passing. And we definitely want to give him a shout out. We'll throw his Instagram on here for you. You guys can go check out his artwork. He does a lot of cool stuff for the horror community.
Thanks, brother.
So thanks a lot.
Killjoy lives, indeed.
Alright, that would wrap up our Halloween episode number 3, all about werewolves and everything wolf related.
Shapeshifters.
Again, we want to thank Girls, Gore, and Jin for cross promotion with us. I want to thank Jim and Dawn from Dead by Dawn Breakfast.
Absolutely.
For definitely setting up the whole Butch and
Wendigo
Lila
Fest.
And Wendigo Fest as well.
Can't wait for next year. It was a blast.
So, with that being said, I am Ghoul.
And I'm Skiggle. We'll see you guys next time. Happy Halloween on Descent into Horror. Yeah!